everyone. We are going to make a fun necklace with this kit from Dava Bead. And I don't know if you've visited Dava Bead in Portland, Oregon, but you simply must if you haven't. It's a wonderful bead shop and they have all kinds of supplies and everything you need to make your own jewelry. And if that's not accessible to you, their website, davabead.com, has everything you need, such as this wonderful material called soft flex wire. So this is what we're going to string our necklace on. This is a steel cable that is coated with nylon, and it's very durable, but also very thin, so almost any beads will fit on it. This is what we're using today in this kit. We've got some glass seed beads. We have some little teeny freshwater pearls and some Thai silver beads that are hand stamped. Very beautiful. You can use just what's in the kit, or you can add your own personal additions. You can mix and match different kits together. You can take apart old jewelry and add them in. Whatever you want. This is your creation, and I'm just here to teach you how to put it together. So this bag contains the clasps and crimp beads. We will save those for later. First, we'll use some tape and tape off one of the ends of the soft flex about 3 inches from the end, and just make a little flag with your Scotch tape. And that's going to hold everything in place for you. And then we'll just start stringing. So you can do whatever kind of pattern you want. If you want to add a pendant in the middle, that's fine. Or you can just stick with what we've got and just string them all onto the soft flex. And this is a great activity for when you want to get together with some friends, hang out, have some drinks, and catch up, and just be with the people you love. It's also a great way to make some gifts for the holidays or somebody's birthday coming up, or to make something nice for yourself. Say you want to make a necklace to go with a special outfit, or you want to make a special gift for somebody that you know. This is a nice way to do it, and often much less expensive than buying a piece of jewelry already made. And the best part is you can make this exactly the right length, exactly the right color, exactly the right style for yourself. It's custom made. So all we're doing is just stringing a bunch of beads on. That's most of the work. And so you can do whatever you like. Some people like to watch movies or shows while they're doing this, but I personally get a little too distracted when there's something visual going on. I don't even always like to talk because I tend to make more mistakes, but I'm working through it for the sake of this video, and just stringing all the beads on there.
What was that cool thing you said about looking through the bead?
Oh yeah. So if you have any trouble threading your soft flex through the bead, a good technique I like to use is to use the whole of the bead as your lens and look through it at the end of the wire. That's also a great way to thread a needle. Look at the thread through the eye of the needle, and it helps you accurately thread the needle or the bead in this instance. That is a very helpful technique that I like to use if I'm having trouble getting my beads on the thread or the wire. But these aren't too small, they're pretty easy, although they can be a little tricky to hold on to sometimes because they're so small. But this is still a fun thing to do. Gets to be sort of a Zen activity. You just kind of get into a meditative zone doing this kind of repetitive motion. It's just stringing the beads on. And beads are really cool. Beads are a very ancient thing. They used to be used as currency in many cultures. Native American and African cultures, and the oldest beads are known to be from ancient Mesopotamia. They are very old, and so they've been around for a long time, and I think it's cool that we still have them around today, and they're still popular. All right, I think I'm almost at the middle. That's the nice thing about beads that aren't super tiny. They don't take quite as long to thread. So I think I'm ready for some pearls. I mean, aren't we all ready for some pearls? Let's get some on there. These pearls in general, these pearls and pearls in general tend to have very small holes. So for that reason, you probably won't want to put them at the very end of your necklace because you will want to be able to thread the soft flex through twice on the pearls. So I think in the middle, I'm just going to alternate pearls and silver and just let it be simple like that. And we can call it a statement necklace if we want to. So this necklace will be made out of 3 materials: glass, pearls, and silver. And I think it will be very pretty. You might even say gorgeous. Oops. That's what happens when I talk too much. But do-overs are allowed. So don't worry if you make a mistake. Sometimes it was meant to be because the necklace tells you how it wants to be made. So I'm just going silver, pearl, until I run out. And it looks like I'm going to run out of pearls. Or sorry, I'm going to run out of silver before pearls, and that's okay. I might save my extra pearls for something else. That was my last silver, so I'm just going to do one more pearl. Actually, 2 more pearls. And then go back to the glass beads and finish it up. So let's see if this is going to be long enough. I think this might end up being more of a choker, but it looks like it's going to be long enough for me. And you can always add a little bit of chain at the end if you want to make a necklace adjustable. Instead of putting a ring on the opposite side from the clasp, just do a little bit of chain, like a few inches of chain. And you can usually find it by the inch. I know Dava Bead sells chain by the inch, or you can get a whole spool of chain to have on hand for making necklace extenders, as they're often called, or making your own charm bracelets or chain necklaces and bracelets, which can be really fun, or making a chain to put a pendant on, or just wear a chain if you like. So let me get these pearls out of the way. Just gonna go back to just glass. Keep it simple. And just keep going. So this is a job you could give to a child if you have one around. They often enjoy these little beads. And I know when my niece was little, I used to spend time beading with her, and she loved any beads I would bring when I would visit her, and she would just sit for hours helping me string things. And that was handy because she was very helpful and she had a lot of fun doing it. And it was a nice thing for us to do together. But it's also a nice thing to do by yourself, or as I said, with friends. I used to get together with some friends every week, and we would have crafternoon. We would make things together. We would paint or draw or make jewelry or work on editing things, anything we wanted, and just sit around and have some beverages and get some work done. And we had lots of fun. All right, we're getting there. Almost done. The nice thing about all one kind of bead is it's impossible to make a mistake. You can't go wrong unless you miss the bead entirely, which does happen on occasion. But it doesn't even take that much practice. It does help to have good lighting though. Don't strain your eyes. Good lighting makes all the difference. This is gonna be so pretty. Okay, I think that's it. Maybe a couple more, and then we we can put our finishing touches on. All right, so now it's time for the clasp and the crimp beads. So the crimping beads come in several different metals, so you can get some to match your clasp. And what we're using here is a lobster claw and a jump ring, or yeah, this is a soldered ring, which is even better because it's solid. So we've got our last bead on. Now we're going to put on one of the crimp beads and go through the loop of the clasp, and then just get any slack out, and then we'll go back through the crimp bead and the last several beads, and then just come out between two of them. So I'm pulling out most of the slack, but I'm leaving just enough so the clasp can still wiggle around comfortably. And then we will take our needle nose or chain nose pliers and squish that crimp bead flat. So I'll go from one side, being careful not to squish the bead because it is glass and it will break. And then flipping it around and squishing the other side, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side with the soldered ring. So we'll just yank off the tape, put on one more crimp bead, and then the ring, and then go back through the crimp bead and the last few beads. There we go, and then just pull out most of the slack. It's better not to do it when this is straight. You don't want it to be super tight. You want it to still have some drape to it. So that's why it's nice to do when it's in a curve like this, because then you can see how much slack there will be when you're wearing it. So I just pulled this out by accident. So I'm gonna go back through, pull out most of the slack, and crimp that second crimp bead from either side. There we go. And then all that's left to do is snip off the ends of the soft flex with either your scissors or some wire cutters. This tail should be long enough for another necklace or a bracelet. And here we have a beautiful new necklace, thanks to these beads from Dava Bead. There we go. So, there it is. Thanks, everybody. So all three of these necklaces all use the same technique, using soft flex and crimp beads with any beads you want. But these were all using seed beads, glass seed beads, and various different metal and pearls in the middle. So it was easy. That came together really fast, and I think they all look nice together. Bye.